Hey y'all,
Buddy boy.
you're gonna be up here in a minute. How is everybody? We're chatting from the back porch today because the wind's pretty strong out front, and didn't want to take a chance on it blowing the awning in uh, like it does sometimes. So yeah, so we're back here. It's not so bad. We had a beautiful day. We really did. It was pretty cloudy this morning, and then it cleared off, and now it's clouding up again. We supposedly had a very bad storm last night. I heard them talking about that on the news, and we were supposed to get it, but it evidently went south of us because we had a little bit of rain, but I can't say we had a storm of any kind that I noticed anyhow. But we did have a little bit of rain, and that's good. Makes the crops grow, that kind of thing. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm not farming, but yeah, we needed the rain. Everybody always says that we needed the rain. But like, I don't think we got very much. And they were talking about storms, so like it must have been north and south of us because we didn't get that much of it. There was some water out on the porch, so I know it did rain a little bit, but not storm. Uh, hey, Mr. Marlin, you're first. Tammy, how are you? You guys doing all right? I don't know. Don't know what the weather's supposed to be up north. I don't think it's very bad. I think I looked in the paper and they showed Indianapolis as being like 54 or something like that. So that's not bad for this time of year. Uh, oh, Henfield Road layout in the loft. Well, hello. Hi, big things up. Looks nice. Well, nice. I don't think we've heard from you before unless you got a different name. But welcome. We're having a good day here. Um, Ann says hello, Skip and Sue, watching from Minnesota. Minnesota, yes, beautiful area up there. We go to Minnesota. We go Minnesota, Wisconsin, then on into North Dakota, and we go see the grandkids. And last time we went to the pie place, which Skip raved about the pie place. It's just pie, but it was kind of a unique experience, that kind of place. Yeah. Um, let's see. These Wednesdays are coming too soon. Yeah, they seem to. Like every week, you can count on it. Not bad though. I mean, every day you got a Wednesday. If you're still here, hey, that's a good thing, right? That's a Martha Stewart thing. uh, let's see. Oh, Anfield Road says you've been a subscriber to the channel for a long time. Well, I guess maybe you just haven't commented before because I don't think I've ever seen that name before. But glad you're here. And I said we don't do anything important. Kind of help people with some of the questions that they have. And I said what we can't answer, we've got a lot of subscribers on here that can. And I said we trust y'all to do that. Kevin K. Balmy 49 in the fort. Well, yeah, I thought that's what I said. I thought on the weather map they've got in the paper, it said I think Indianapolis said 54. So yeah, about that degree. And I said that's really good weather for them. I mean it's March, and Buddy's here with us. And I said he's kind of deciding whether he wants to nap or not. This is his nap time, but he's still awake this time because he got in trouble. He got beef jerky, so he's being quiet, but he's been pretty good. He has a few problems. Now, the vet told me that they don't have any real bladder control until they're at least 16 weeks, and he's only about 12. So, but he's been doing really good, a lot better than he was before. So, but we still have some boo-boos every once in a while. So, but okay. Cindy G says 60 today, 70 tomorrow, snow Sunday. Well, that's just the way it works. Mother Nature does her own thing. Laura says won't be able to watch live porch sitting again after today for a few weeks as I'm using my last rollover vacation day from 2023. Well, that's good, girl. You use that vacation day. Enjoy. And I said, we'll be here every Wednesday, so you're not going to miss much. um, Jackie Van Auken says hello from Rochester, New York. David Williams from said thanks for the video from PNW. Let's see. Ann says 47 here in Minnesota, no snow on the ground, and ready to watch high school hockey tournaments. Yes, this is a good time of year for that. Yeah. Yeah, Buddy is doing great, honey. He really is. He hasn't had his first haircut yet. He's looking like a little fluff ball. But he's doing good. It just takes a while for babies to get to where they handle being told what to do. And then God, he's bullheaded. Let me tell you, he is stubborn. And of course, that is not unusual. Oh, hello from Michigan, where it's 39. Wow. Yeah, well, I said that's. I'm glad I'm not there. Let's see. Oh well, thank you, Anfield. Yes, leave that like if you're on here watching. Hit that like button. Let us know that you're watching, that you like it. We never know, like I said, unless you let us know. So, yeah, I think you might be right, Jerry. I said they're both kind of pig-headed. He says he thinks Buddy's a lot like you.
Cute.
Well, cute. I don't know about the fuzzy part, but fluffy part. 74 here in Port St. Lucie. I'm floating in the pool too. Wow. Well, that's pretty nice. That's something I got to take time out to do, and I just haven't had time. And for all of you that's wanting the recipes, like I said,
I've got all their emails.
Well, like I said, I've got so many that it's really taking time. I'll get to you.
I'll give you the emails, and what you do is you put all the emails on one email thing, all of them. Put the recipe down once, hit send, it goes to everybody.
Great. And then somebody else pops up. That's what I said. We've got to find an easier way to do this.
You just have to keep track. Sooner or later, they're going to get sick of your recipes, so then they'll quit.
Well, you got how many subscribers?
This is on Patreon only.
Well, no, well, yeah. Well, happy Wednesday to you, Ron. Hey, from Tallahassee. Linda C. Can you post the recipe document in Discord?
That's what we're going to send it to everybody's emails, and if you're a Patreon member, you put your email in Patreon, so I'll get it there.
Okay. Susan, Buddy's doing great. I see he's growing. He's up to 6 pounds now. His eating's slowed down a little bit. But like I said, up to 6 pounds is pretty good. I don't know how big he's going to get, but I don't think his dad wasn't but 9 pounds, so I don't think he's going to get that much bigger. But who knows? He seems healthy. And let's see. Yeah, who has their taxes done? Well, not us.
Yeah, I always wait till at the last minute to get mine done. Matter of fact, the last 2 or 3 years, they've always had to file an extension on me. I don't want to give the government any more money than I have to, and I don't want to give it to them until I have to. What are you talking about?
I don't remember filing an extension for taxes.
Yeah, we did last year. We went in March, and we had to get some information or something because of your retirement thing. And it said he didn't have that. He said it was the wrong number or whatever. And we got home. You said, "Oh, that's the same thing. It's just a different name."
Yeah, I had it.
That was an extension. I had to go back.
Okay. Yeah, it was a boo boo on his part because it was there all along. But anyhow. Hey Phil, how's it going? I really like that. Phil and Monica took us to this new Mexican restaurant on 441. It took the place of Sam St. John's fish place over there in the shopping center, and it's I think it's Spruce Creek Shopping Center. It's Campo Azul. Very nice Mexican restaurant. I really, really liked it. And I said, so that'll be somewhere I frequent. the restaurant we picked out for our Patreon lunch, unfortunately, a week or two ago, got closed down by the health board, which I'm sorry for that. But usually those things, it comes every month. They have somebody shut down. I mean, every country club in here has been shut down because of the health board for some reason or other. So you never know how much is their fault and how much it isn't an inspector trying to make a name for himself. So they clean things up, they go back to business. So
Yeah,
we didn't have
they closed some of these restaurants down for just goofy stuff. To me, I'm an old guy. We had picnics outside. Ants got on the blanket. Nobody shut the park down. Now all of a sudden, in a restaurant, they see one little bug crawl through the kitchen. They go, "Oh, shut it down."
Well, and I do like the idea that they're inspecting them every month.
What they should be doing is going to the freezer and looking for food that are spoiled. Remember, I got that one bad steak in Muncie?
Yeah.
That's what they should be looking for.
Well, and I don't know that they don't.
No, they're looking for. They don't have that problem. That's what I'm saying. They don't have that problem here. They got to do something though, like you say. Job security. Oh, he had an ant. I had to shut the place down. I didn't want to. I saw 2 ants.
In this kind of weather, bugs are a problem everywhere. Bugs are a problem with us, just like the restaurant. So it's one of those things. I'm glad that they check, but like some of them are a little.
Just use your common sense.
Yeah.
Good Lord. They got a clean record, been there for years, never had a problem before, and all of a sudden we're shutting them down? And that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil, we're going to lunch today. Let's see. Ann says, my Shih Tzu is 13 years old and walks anywhere between 3 and 6 miles a day. The kids named her when she was little, and her name is Puppy because of all her hair. I know what you mean. I said, Buddy's just like one big fur ball. I said, he's going to get
he needs a haircut.
Yeah, he's going to get a haircut. He's got one more vet appointment, and then I've got him scheduled for a haircut. And that's because I can't even see to get his collar on him because he's got so much hair. Let's see.
I'm just wondering how fast it'll grow. Like how many times a month are we going to have to get a haircut?
Well, I don't think, I didn't with any of the others. Usually it's every 6 weeks.
I mean, when he gets full grown, I wonder if he'll slow down.
I don't know.
Because he needs his nails trimmed too.
Oh, God.
I mean, the other day he was itching himself with his hind leg, got his nails hooked in his spur, and then he started screaming and yelling and squawking. We didn't know what the heck was going on, and he couldn't get his foot out.
Yeah, it was scary because we didn't know what was going on. And I said, he gets tangled up in my shirt collar sometimes, and yeah. Yeah, well, I said, a lot of you people are right on it. You get your taxes done in February, and I said we wouldn't need an extension if we didn't wait to the last minute. But
I'd do it early. I'd do it early if I thought I was going to get a refund. I know I'm not ever going to get a refund here.
Well, we're normally in Texas in March, and I said we got till April 15th, so that's why we're usually at the last of it. And we didn't go this year, so we've got plenty of time. And last time we dropped them off, and then went and signed and picked them up. And I think we'll probably do that this year too. But I said when you wait to the last minute like that, that's when there's a boo-boo like there was last year. That's why the extension. And we were right on the day, but I think they went ahead and filed it anyhow. So, Jim Brittenbach is still skipped. Last week, my family visited Mount Dora, took tour boat through Dora Canal. Grandkids loved wildlife, loved Mount Dora, ate at Back Porch Pizza, and walked over to Scoops for ice cream. Mount Dora is great. I mean, Deb moved down to Mount Dora, and I love it down there because Skip says there's a lot of artsy-fartsy stores. But there's a lot of things down there, and just to go around and spend the day poking around. And I said the boat ride. I haven't done the boat ride yet, but I had tickets, and then I think Linda broke her ankle or something, so we didn't go. But like I said, we're going to go when she gets down here. Me and her and Judy's going to go take that boat ride because I've always heard how pretty it is. And they did a lot of movies down there on that canal. I can't think of all of them right now. There's a whole list of them, and I think they probably give them to you on the tour. They probably tell you what films were made there. But yeah, it was a beautiful place. And like I said, I like poking around in those stores, and they've got a lot of the stores with the tchotchkes in them, but they've also got other stores, and some things you can't get other places. Like I like the ones that are, it's got the men's shirts that have the, oh, what is it? It's a particular name, and you can't buy them in just certain places. And I like that store. And they've also got a place that has shoes. And I said, they're just a particular kind of shoe, and you can't buy them just anywhere. But yeah, I like Mount Dora. Okay, and Elaine says, hello all. My dog got his paw and tags caught in crocheted blanket. He cried. Yeah, it was the awfulest sound. You ought to have heard him. And I said, we couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And I said, then we finally seen that his paw was stuck up here. Yeah, and Godfrey said, we have a Yorkie Bichon mix. He gets a haircut once a month. Well, that's why I'm figuring a month to every 6 weeks. It depends on what kind of yard. Now, Katie got one every 6 weeks, but she didn't have a lot of hair. I mean, it's long, but it didn't grow because she was 10 before we got her. And I said, Buddy's still a baby, so he's probably going to have a lot of fur for a while. Hey, Lake Tahoe. Well, Teeth Finder. Don't think we've heard from you before either. Love Lake Tahoe. Yeah, Buddy's finding his voice. He's nice, and I'm not used to all the barking. That's kind of surprising. When he wants something, he knows how to bark. Can't stand at the kitchen counter with anything. I mean, I was cutting onions the other day, and he was standing there barking because he wanted some, because he's used to us feeding him when we're standing there at the counter. And I said, I'll give him a slice of carrot or a cucumber or something like that, but I couldn't give him any onions. So he was having fits. Okay. Phil says lunch today is this morning's hash browns from IHOP with sausage gravy. Well, that sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Look at all this hair.
Yeah, look how big he's got. He was 2.5 pounds when we got him. And I said, he's 6 pounds now.
He got so much hair you can't even see his feet. Look at
that. Yeah. He
doesn't like it up here.
No, you don't like it up there. I wouldn't blame him. That's kind of scary. But, okay. T-Finder says, lots of snow, but I live on east side in Carson Valley. It melted a day later. Love looking at snow-capped mountains, but don't have to deal with most of it. That's kind of how we are here. I like seeing it on TV. But that's about it. No. Bill said I went to the China Mart and picked up some chopped nuts.
Go get that over there.
Now I can soak my nuts.
Over there.
Oh, after he gets back from Total Wine. Yeah, I got to go shopping today too, Bill. I'm not going to Total Wine, but I got to get him some socks. I'm used to, when we go on vacation, I said every year we went to Texas in March, I always buy him new socks because he runs around in his socks. He doesn't use his slippers. He runs around in his socks, and he ruins them. So I didn't this year because we didn't go to Texas, but he needs new socks. And we have to go through the drawer and see if anything else needs done. But, hey, Kathy B in the 603, you still here, honey? Or have you already left to go home? You ought to come do porch sitting with us before you go back. I don't know when she's going back.
Oh, here.
Yeah. She may have already left.
She probably told us and I forgot.
Yeah. But, yeah, Laura, you're right. You can never have too many socks and underwear. Well, I can't say that, but he can. I don't run around in my socks. I have slippers for that, but I see he goes in and out in his socks, and I said, he just every time I do the laundry, I know this one's got a hole, this one's got a hole.
That's why every sock I got is the exact same thing. There's no such thing as a mismatch.
Yeah. And like I said, I have bought some different brands before, but I learned better. So I said, now I get the same thing. And I said, he's due for a new pair or new set.
Who's from Lake Tahoe?
Let's see.
I like Lake Tahoe area.
T-Finder?
Oh, nice area up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they get changes in the weather and stuff like that, but still, it's a nice area.
Yeah. Kathy B says they're still here.
Oh. Why?
Well, that's not nice.
Well, I don't know. I just get bored of the places real quick. Like when I go to Rockport, we stay for a month. Truth of it is, after 2 weeks, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I mean, how many times can you look at the beach? I've seen it. There it is. It's sand and there's water.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, and Sumter County, in case any of you is wanting to come down here and need work, Sumter County is having a hiring fair for the school district. It's from 9 to noon, March 23rd at Wildwood Intermediate School Gymnasium. The district is hiring both instructional and non-instructional staff. So to sign up, visit tinyurl.com/2HT4ZCD6. The school is at 200 Cleveland Avenue in Wildwood. Yeah, if y'all are, looking for a job when you come down, that's for the school district. So,
Kathy B in the 603 looking for a house. Sherry's asking if she bought a house yet.
oh, yeah, I assume that's why she's down here.
One across the street over here for sale that had open house over here.
Yeah, and we have a new one in the neighborhood. The one that they brought the price down, it finally sold. It's pending right now. But we have a new one in the neighborhood that's went up for sale, and it's with Worth Clark Realty. The price is $449, I believe. And,
is that over there?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll never get it.
Well, and like I said, they're having trouble selling the ones they got here. But the other one is over on Ichabod, and it was $410. I don't know whether they've come down on that price. It's a stucco, and so they may have come down on the price of that since the other one sold. But yeah, this one is new one on the market. They just put the sign up, and it's with Worth Clark Realty. And I'm not familiar with that realty company at all, but when I went to their website, when I seen the sign this morning, I went to their website and looked, and that's what the price they had on it. Now remember, all the used houses are negotiable.
Yeah.
If you're buying a new one, they're
I think he's pricing that high, thinking they'll come down to the price he really wants.
Yeah, well, like I said, if a new one, you don't really have much choice. How much do you say
ours is worth now? Like $415?
I don't know. The one they just sold was $395.
$395. Is that house over there got $50,000 worth of upgrades in it?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Because the lady over there, I talked to her.
It's a different style than what ours is, but I don't know what she's had done. I know she's got I think she's got the enclosed one.
They go by square footage. That's the same square footage as this house here. Well, I mean, they sell a house for I don't even know what it is now, $150 a square foot, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that applies here.
Well, pretty much, because they reported all the time that they're selling new houses at this such price. They say which is actually below the average square footage price for the state of Florida. So I've read this stuff from every realtor around here. Every realtor is like a car salesman. I swear to God, they are. They all have their little scam to teach you something.
Yeah, she likes the emerald or the moonstone. Yeah, we like that moonstone, Kathy, because of the kitchen. That was a very unique layout in that kitchen. And they had cabinets. Now, I don't know about the emerald. I don't know if I've seen an emerald or not.
What was that red plant? I transplanted everything over there, and it's all starting to come up. And there was a red leaf plant. I don't remember what it was.
That was another canna.
So that'll get tall?
Mm-hmm. And I think you've got all three cannas over there.
No, there's some of them right up here by the screen. You can see.
Well, there's a yellow, an orange, and a red. And the one with the red leaves is the red.
I could have sworn it's the tall ones that was over there. I put them up here by the screen. That was not a tall one.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, there's two more coming up next to it, so I don't know. See.
Everything in front where that thing is there. Everything. There's nothing planted up there. Okay. I left that open for flowers to go across there.
Okay. Yeah, we're next to the lanai here. We've got a little planting spot there, and Skip took everything out and redone it, and that's because the plants were getting way too big, and some of them you had to take the bulbs and remove them. So we're really not sure where anything is until it comes up.
As he said, they started building that model in the Marsh Bend area. What model are we talking about? Emerald?
The
Moonstone? Yeah. Patio villas. Speaking of patio villas, I got a video that I'm working on. I'm going to try to get it done and put it up this Monday. I've already got a video lined up for Monday.
It's he's spraying.
I see it in there.
Yeah.
But I might move it forward a week if I get this one done and put it up for Monday. It's a brand new patio villa that's in the village of
Dabney.
2 bedroom, 2 bath, and it belongs to Judy P from our W&L crew, and she wants to rent it out full time, a 1 year lease. So I'll try to get that up as fast as I can. So if any of you are interested in it, Patreon members are going to get it first, and YouTube members are going to get it first. Then after that, I'll put it on my regular channel on YouTube. So if anybody interested in renting it, you'll have her information on it. You'll be getting in contact with her if you got questions.
Yeah, and then Kathy, the rental prices are crazy unless you're long term. And long term, it makes the price come down a lot. And I said long term, I'm not sure exactly, but it's less than what you're saying there. So, but like I said, long term is they bring the price down because it kind of evens out over the year instead of just having it a month by month thing. So,
hey, Ford guy, I ain't seen you for a while.
yeah. Oh, the Emerald and the Moonstone have the separate golf cart garage. Yes.
Did the Moonstone have golf cart garage? I don't remember that.
It did, but there was a golf cart garage and then the lanai and then the house.
I just don't remember that. I just remember the kitchen. That's really what I remember.
And they are 3 bedroom instead of the covered lanai. Some of them are. Like I said, some of them don't have the 3rd bedroom. They do have the lanai. But I didn't particularly care. The one that we seen, we did a video of. I didn't particularly care for where the lanai was, but the kitchen outweighed all that because I thought the kitchen was pretty nice.
Yeah, when it comes to patio villas, generally you have to make sacrifices somewhere. Like for what I've noticed, if you want a golf cart garage the way they're built right now anyway, and you only get a car garage, a 1 car garage plus a golf cart garage, you generally sacrifice that front of the house lanai. And maybe they put the lanai in the back or on the side or something. I don't know if you can do that. But if I was going to buy a patio villa, 2 bedroom, 2 bath would be minimum. You'd have to get that 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Whatever model you get is totally up to you. But I would want what we call cathedral ceilings in the living room part. Some of them have them, some don't. Our first patio villa didn't have that. We had a colony, and it had an 8-foot ceiling. It didn't have cathedral ceilings. That cathedral ceiling in a small unit like that makes it feel much better.
It does.
And then the second thing that I would definitely want would be at least a 2-car garage. On the newer side of the villages, you can get 2-car garages in patio villas.
And 3 bedroom.
And well, I'm just talking about 2 bedroom, 2 bath is minimum, and a 2-car garage. That would be 2 major things that I'd have to have for me.
Yeah. And also, there was news on the health front. Encompass Health Rehabilitation Hospital is coming to the community. It's going to be on Megason Road and Warm Springs. Now, that's a rehabilitation hospital. So it's kind of like, I think it's like the one over in Sawyer, just a rehab center.
For drug-addicted people.
Oh, that's what you said about that one, too, and that was not true. A lot of people need to get well before they can go home.
A lot of them have to get over their drug addiction before they're allowed to buy a home here. We have restrictions on that.
Goofy. But yeah, that would be a big, kind of a big plus for that area down there. I still have not heard about the other hospital, the regular hospital going in. There is another one. I think Ocala Health will be putting a hospital in over by the med center over in Trailwinds. It won't be on village property, from what I understand. But I have not heard any more about the hospital for the southern part of the villages. I don't know where that's at right now. I've been trying to get information and not found any. But anyhow, this will be the rehabilitation hospital. That'll be a big plus. It's expected to open in late 2025 near Megason Road and Warm Springs Avenue. First phase of the hospital's construction will be around roughly 55,000 square foot with 50 inpatient beds. A second phase is expected, which will include an approximately 20,000 square foot space for 30 more inpatient beds. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what that turns out. And it'll be the first Encompass Health hospital to open in the area. So, but that's a good thing. So,
Bill says bond prices are unbelievably high, but then again, everything else at this point is high when it comes to real estate. There really makes you think about what you like and can afford with bond and taxes. We've always said that. Sometimes the bond prices can really be a deal breaker. You buy a house for, say, I don't know, 400 seems like average price anymore. And then you find out there's a $50,000 bond on that house that you got to pay. Well, that's like paying $450,000 for that house. I mean, it's something you got to think about. So sometimes buying a pre-owned home where the bond is almost paid off, upgrades are in the house, you don't have to worry about it. Sometimes that's a better deal.
yeah, but it's kind of all over the place. Every village is different. So if somebody says the ones in the southern end are all high bonds, not all of them, not all villages. So, do your homework. If you want a certain place, make sure that you ask that.
Well, you're going to say it's one of them questions don't forget to ask.
Yeah.
Because they may not voluntarily tell you on a brand new home.
And it has to do with how many homes is in the area or something like that. So if it's a bigger village.
Whenever they build a village, there's so much money allocated for roads, rec centers, electrical, water, blah, 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 blah. And then what they do is they try to fit as many houses in there as they can, however many acres that is. Some villages are bigger acres than others, some are smaller. So if they can average, let's say, 4 homes per acre, then if they have, say, 600 homes in one village, and whatever it costs to put the roads, the infrastructure in, they divide that cost amongst those houses, that's your bond. So if you're in $1 million neighborhood where you have 1 acre lots, their bonds are going to be much higher than, let's say, in a patio villa area where they have houses, God, who knows how many's in a villa area. It could be 100 homes in one little villa area.
Yeah. And, and I did see in the paper they are finally advertising the Moultrie Creek. They've been doing Lake Denham and Dabney. And today I finally seen their first advertisement for the Moultrie Creek area. And I was surprised when we went to Dabney at how many homes they had down there. Truthfully, I didn't know there was that many. And it did seem like a fur piece, but we kind of took the tourist route. We went the long way around.
We followed the GPS. The new roads are never on a GPS. You have to use Waze, or you have to buy the Villages app, and I'm not going to do that. Matter of fact, the new announcement on the Villages GPS app, the one you got to buy, it used to be a one-time fee at $6.99. They've changed that now where it's $6.99 a year to have it. Just so you know.
Okay.
Now, if you've already got it, you're grandfathered in. They won't charge you so much a year. But I think it was started in January. That if you get it now, it'll be $6.99 per year. I know he's chewing on my foot, my socks.
I wonder where you went to.
Yeah.
Hey, boo boo. That's what Wrestler says. Where's Buddy? He nipping at your toes.
No, pulling on the sock.
Well, I have my spray bottle. And they said when he starts chewing on my shoes, I have trouble walking him in the morning because he goes so far and then he wants to chew on my shoestrings. So I got a spray bottle with water. And so I
like when I walk him with a leash. He gets a hold of the leash with his mouth and he just walks around with the leash in his mouth.
We're going to have to do a
I don't know what he thinks he's doing.
The day with Buddy. But yeah, I'm afraid he's going to trip me. And so I carry a spray bottle to spray him when he starts doing that. So.
Grit. That's it. That's it.
Okay. Buddy was blocked too on the show today. Not sure.
But he says, hey, you two, I got on late because of a doctor appointment. Well, join the club down here because that seems like every time you want to do something around here, it's always because you got an appointment. You got to work around appointments.
Yes.
An appointment for the doctor, appointment for going out to lunch with somebody, something.
Yeah, there's, my calendar has a lot of marks on it. Actually, I had a good week this week. And So like I didn't have that much going on, and then we went and videoed Judy's house, and then I picked Tom up at the hospital, and so, I didn't have it marked on my calendar, but other things I was doing anyhow.
Sue's been eyeballing other naked men.
But anyhow.
We got a call, and they said that I've been trying to get a hold of Tom for the last day or two, and I can't get a hold of him. Which we try to keep an eye on him because he's just frail. And so she asked Sue, would you go down there and check on Tom for us? And I told Sue, it ain't going to do no good to go down there. First of all, Tom won't answer the door. You call on the phone, half the time he won't answer a phone. I don't know if he can't hear or what the deal is, but he won't answer a phone. And I guarantee you the house is locked up like a vault. You won't be able to get in. Well, apparently they give Sue the garage code thing. And I was hoping that the battery in that wasn't dead because I can't imagine Tom changing the battery. So anyway, she goes down there. She hollers for Tom. She hears him in there somewhere yelling or something. She goes in the bedroom. The poor guy fell down. He couldn't get up. Yeah, the old commercial. I fell down. I can't get up.
Yeah. Oh, I wondered why you had an appointment with Total Wine. I didn't know you had to make an appointment, but I knew you bought a lot of booze there. So, but he needs rum to soak his nuts. How much do you use? I mean, to make an appointment?
I don't know. How big a bag of nuts does he have?
Yeah, I don't know.
How big are your nuts there, Phil? How big is that bag, Phil? Is that bag full?
Oh, God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full.
Oh, my gosh.
One for the doctor, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane.
Oh, and Thursday, registration opens for the Camp Villages for their Easter activities.
Oh,
and if your kids are coming down from Easter break or spring break or what have you, like I said, they sign up. The Easter activities start March 25th to 28th. The activities range from Camp Buckaroo's events for younger children, 3 to 5, and to teens only activities geared for older children ages 13 to 16. And those in between Easter egg hunts will be held at 10 to 11:30 and 1 p.m. March 28th for children aged 3 to 12 at Colony Cottage, Laurel Manor, and Riverbend Recreation Center. The week kicks off with Spring Sand Crafts and Bunny Bingo, March 25th. Other events include a spring carnival, disc golf, DIY Easter decor, a golf car scavenger hunt, and more. Grandchildren visit from all over, and they really enjoy participating in these activities with their grandparents. So, yeah, like I said, registration, you can register at districtgov.org or any at-your-service location for a listing of all events. Visit districtgov.org. So that's something fun that the kids can do while they're here. And the thing is, you have to go with them. You can't send mom and dad. Grandma and grandpa have to go. One or the other. It doesn't have to be both of you. But
and
one.
Also, January 1st, I believe, of this year is when that new law started about people 16 years of age and younger on golf carts driving. So make sure you know the law so you don't get in trouble.
It's not 14 anymore. So.
Yeah. And they have to have a learner's permit with a licensed driver next to them, 21 years of age or older. And they cannot be in a golf cart by themselves if they're under the age of 16, right? Yeah. Or they have to have a driver's license.
Laura, I don't think they have any Camp Villages activities for a 63-year-old, but
sure they do.
We have plenty of, not in Camp Villages, but I said we have plenty of things to do.
I think they did. They have all kinds of activities where you have to be with your grandchild, like cooking classes. I saw that last year. They had.
She didn't include any kids. She doesn't have any children, so she didn't include
but
kids.
You can be a volunteer.
Just for a 63-year-old.
They have volunteers all the time. If you have something, whatever.
Yeah, there's plenty here, Laura. Come on down.
Who wants to be around all them rugrats anyway? You spent your whole life around rugrats, and get away from them. The weather down here is pretty nice. I said it's in the 70s today, high 70s, I think. One reason why we're back here, it's a little breezy, but not that bad. But it looks like it could rain just any minute.
Yeah, and then like I said, we were expecting some rain, and I said we expected a storm last night, didn't get it, so just to be on the safe side, we're here. Bill says 1 gallon bag with 24 ounces of walnuts and 2 cups of Woodford Reserve or 2 cups of Myers dark rum. Also looking for Dishwasher liquor for chocolate cherry fudge. Cherry hearing no good. Huh. I really, I like the idea of the cherry fudge. That sounds good. The idea about the lots, I don't understand that unless they're selling it like they did here.
I don't understand
You're
that
buying
either.
the house and the lot, that it's on.
Yeah, we bought this
That's-
house, it was pre-built. We
Yeah.
didn't buy a lot. So
Yeah.
when you buy the house, you're also buying the lot.
So that's the only thing I could
don't
think
know.
of that they would put them that way, $0 or $1, is if
I mean,
the
maybe
house
we
comes
done
with
that. Maybe in some of the paperwork it said we bought the house for X amount of dollars and a lot for $1. Maybe it said that. I don't know. If it did, I don't know.
I'll look into that because I think Judy asked me that the other day, and I did not know. Family man says, my kids are 18 and 15. Love the independence and soon an empty nest. Yes.
Remember when I was 18 and graduated high school, I was going to go to, what do they call that? I wasn't college, I went to GMIC to learn how to be a mechanical drawing for General Motors.
An architect?
Yeah, but they call that something.
Oh, I don't
Technical school, technical, whatever it was. That lasted for about 4 weeks, and I quit. Because with that schooling, you have to do 20 hours working in the factory on the line, which is something I never wanted to do. And I just couldn't take it, so I quit and walked away.
Denise says, I said, school, my taxes all done, got a refund from the state of Michigan, paid $37 to federal. That's all.
Shoot, I know
They deserve to get.
more than that. Last year, I think I paid something like $2,500 in federal. We don't have state tax here,
Okay,
so
baby.
I didn't have to worry about that. And this year, I'm figuring I'm paying at least $2,500 or maybe more. I don't know.
Okay. You can't fight me.
It's this YouTube channel that gets me in trouble. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get up here, but you can't bite. Okay. Goodness. Yes. Goodness. I'm going to get up here and chew my papers up, I think.
Phil says in the olden days, Romans used to haul rocks in their ships. That's how they found out how many quarts were in a gallon. Really? Rocks in a ship?
I don't know.
Quarts to a gallon?
I don't know. Well, I said that's a little bit of trivia that I did not know, Phil. That's kind of cool.
I'm going to have to Google that.
Do you not trust Phil? I said he does a lot of research, so I think he knows what he's talking about.
Probably.
Yeah. And we really enjoyed that Mexican restaurant, Phil. That was pretty nice. And I said I may take my crew there.
It was okay, but to be quite exactly 100% honest, if I had my choice between that restaurant or Muggy Eyes, I'd go to Muggy Eyes.
Well,
That's just my choice. I like Muggy Eyes. Somebody else took us to a Mexican restaurant I've never been to before. It was over in Wildwood. I think we went that way. It was to the right. It wasn't in Muggy Eyes. I don't even know what the name of that restaurant was.
oh, it was Casa Agave.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
It was okay, but I
think
still like Muggy Eyes.
Yeah, Vic took us there.
Yeah.
And
Muggy Eyes, and then that one, well, I don't know if it's the same owners or not, the one that used to go here at Colony Cottage Shopping Center.
it's still there, Fiesta Grande.
It's noisy inside, but the food's good.
Yeah. Like Muggy Eyes is Las Vegas. And I said, we call it Muggy Eyes, it's just easier for us.
I swear to God, you look at that sign and tell me it don't say Muggy Eyes.
No, that's what Deb always called it, so that's why we've always called it that. Okay.
Uncle Phil is a legend on the fudge.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's always soaking his nuts.
Yeah. Mark Sears, hey there from Michigan.
Hell, Phil ought to start selling his fudge around here. His fudge.
Yeah, I don't know.
And what
why
else
he
is
does
it? What else he makes and gives us? The fudge and something else. Didn't he make ice cream?
Yes.
Yeah, he made us some ice cream.
Licorice ice cream.
No, I don't have licorice ice cream. I had pecan, butter pecan.
Oh, well, yeah, this last time. But I know he made me and Deb
Butter pecan, man, was A-OK.
Yeah, he made me and Deb some licorice ice cream because she liked that black licorice. But it wasn't kind of our favorite. But yeah, the butter pecan, out of sight.
I guarantee you it would have been my favorite. I don't like licorice anyway.
Well, I said she liked the black licorice, but she just didn't care for that ice cream. So
Yeah, leave it to Deb to want something weird.
greetings from School Dap, Michigan. Video and audio is great. Well, great. I'm glad. And Williams and myself being a 60-year-old Florida native, my homeowner taxes is $640 a year.
Not in the villages, it ain't.
Well, we don't.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go outside the villages and find something cheaper. Anybody can. I've always said our property here, just on an average, is probably 10% higher than anywhere else. Only because the lifestyle here, people want to be here.
Yeah.
But be honest with you, I've told Sue, because I don't do anything here anymore, and her doctors are here. If I could find me a nice little place just outside the villages that I could buy and park my motorhome there, build me a garage or something to park it there, that would save me, just in savings alone, that would save me about $700 to $800 a month.
Yeah.
And we still go in and out of the villages and do what we want to do.
It ain't happening.
Yeah, I'll sneak into the pools. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Rohan ain't going to do nothing.
Oh my goodness. Deb's doing great. Yeah, and I talked to her this morning. She got a lot on her calendar this month. They're trying to get some work done to the house, and they're putting in the backsplash in the kitchen, and I think they're extending their lanai, and they're doing a lot of work there. But they're happy down there. They love the place, and I'm kind of glad, if that's what she likes. But it's a different kind of place than what we have here. They do the same things. They have bus trips to different places, and they have the gym and pickleball courts and that kind of thing. But it's an area that has not only senior living, but they also have nursing care and assisted living care. They're separate places, but I mean, all in within that little area there. So, but they're happy there. They like their place, and they're doing pretty good. So, let's see. Feels is currently 0 degrees at Ellison Air Force Base in Alaska, on the way to a high of 28. Well, I'm glad I'm not there. Patrick Dowling says, another snowstorm coming. Can't wait to move to the villages. Yeah. Once you leave that snow, and it's hard for me to go back. And I said, there's some things I'd like to take care of right up there right now, but I'm not going back until the weather gets decent. So it's just, I've got used to this down here, and I don't even know. It's been years since
Where's she from?
Let's see.
Huh?
No, sure. Where are you at, Patrick?
Must be Michigan or Minnesota, or North Dakota, Canada, Alaska. Maybe he's from the North Pole.
Ron.
My granddaughter lived in the North Pole for a while.
Ron Ross
North
says,
Pole, Alaska. That's what
state of Florida has big road construction projects planned. They do every year. Starting this year to completely redo State Road 301 on west side of DeLuna and Finney, widening to 4 lanes, landscape, median, bike, and walking.
Well, they're going to need it. We've seen that for a long time. But
and a lot of that traffic from down there is coming out through that area.
It's because they're continually building straight on down that road. And just like over there, where was we at? Dabney. I can see where they're going to have to do something over there eventually.
Yeah, that traffic on 470 was pretty brisk.
Yeah, there's a report about that. A lot of people are getting off the interstate. I don't know how this works, but they're getting off the interstate and they're going through a gate in Dabney it's a shortcut to get to their house, which I'm going to guess is in Leesburg. And they're overrunning that gate right there with a lot of traffic problems. So, yeah, so that's why I say I can see them doing some work over there doing something.
Yeah. And Kathy B in 603 says they check the pools quite frequently these days. Every time you've been to the Pinellas pool, someone has come around to check ID.
Good.
Yeah. I think somebody lit a fire under them, and they're finally doing that. The pickleball courts also, they're making people show their IDs because, pickleball's got to be a really popular sport. And so with all the pickleball courts we have around here, and I said, our roads are public. So you just drive in, and I said, they've caught a lot of people that aren't supposed to be there. So I think they are cramping down on that a little bit. Yeah, and Buddy's talking to him, yeah. He thinks you have cookies.
I do?
Yeah. He knew it. He knew it. He knew you had cookies in your pocket.
Buddy.
Cookies.
He is so gentle to give him something. He drop it.
Yeah. You want another one?
He wants you to put him down so he could get it.
Oh, okay. It's right here on the seat.
Just throw it on the floor and let him down.
Okay. You get down now? Okay. I'm going to pick you up later. Ugh. There you go.
Starting to warm up. Every day has been like in the 70s to low 80s for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to rain like almost every day. It rained last night, too.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Prince Edward Island, Patrick, in Canada.
Canada?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it had to be way up there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, Kevin, it is exciting. 24 days. That's not long. I said it'll go by like that.
It's coming down April 1st, I think.
That's what he said, 24
Actually,
more
it'll be
days.
coming down, I think, before April 1st. And then it'll go to his house April 1st. Right? Isn't that right, Kevin? You're coming down kind of before April 1st? Does Buddy's favor me or Sue? Mostly Sue. Because she's the one that takes him out all the time. I take him out, but I don't do it on a leash, really. I just bring him back here and let him kind of run around. I know you're not supposed to, but sitting back here, nobody sees.
Yeah, and you're right, Jerry. Buddy likes whoever has the food.
That is true.
Yes.
He can be out here and loot him all day and let me go out in the kitchen and make a hot dog and walk to my office back there and watch a little TV, and I look on the floor and there he is sitting there wanting a piece of my hot dog.
And that's what he says. He's getting pretty territorial. He barks now.
He's learned that if he barks, we look.
Yeah.
If we was to ignore him, he'd probably quit doing that. But now he's got to the point where he just keeps it up. He won't stop.
Well, and I
hey, hey. I mean, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
Mom.
It's the same kind of thing. I don't think about it. I just automatically, whatever I'm working with, I said, give him a piece of a carrot, a piece of cucumber, or what have you. I just don't, because he really likes vegetables. I actually made vegetable soup yesterday, and he wasn't eating his dog food. I've been giving him chicken, the rotisserie chicken, and he wasn't eating any of it. So after I made that vegetable soup yesterday, I took a scoop of it that had green beans and peas and carrots in it, and put it in his bowl. He ate it right up. He really, really liked that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Does he get the poops?
No, he hasn't.
You didn't throw it up?
No.
Okay.
No. And I said, I don't know if maybe that was the wrong thing to do, because maybe he won't eat the dog
food. If he ain't
food
pooping
at all.
it out, or if he ain't throwing it up, then it agrees with him.
Yeah.
If
But
he
I'm
don't
not
agree,
going to make vegetable soup.
the problem you have with dogs is not all of them, I suppose, but when they're used to eating a certain dog food and you try to change them to something else, they generally will get the shits or they'll throw it up.
Yeah. And I was really, really careful about that, because I know that could happen, but he didn't have any problem with it. And I've tried to change the food a few times, and I did, because the food that he started out with was just too big for him. And so I got something that, I got one of those Nature's Recipes, the little plastic things that has the chicken and venison and that kind of thing in it, where it was all shredded up so it was easier to eat. And now, then I started buying the rotisserie chicken, and I said he waits until evening and then eats. So it kind of worries me, if he's not eating, but I said he's still gaining weight, so he's good. And then every once in a while he gets a piece of a hot dog or a cookie or that kind. I think maybe he's eating too much junk, but like I said, the vet says he's very healthy, no problem. So
Puppies don't generally have to worry about what they eat too much, as long as they ain't throwing it up or get the poops.
Yeah. Yes, William. I know the time change is going to mess me up terrifically. When I walk in the morning as soon as the sun gets up, and
so does that mean that clock up here will be right now for 6 months?
I don't know. I don't know what it says.
I don't know. I never change it. I ain't going to change it.
We got a clock above the TV cabinet, and
it's a conversation starter when people show up and go, "Yeah, that clock's off."
It's like grandfather's clock. When was the last time you wound it?
I only wind it up once in a while. I just don't want to wear it out.
Well, you used to do it on Sunday, and I said I'm used to hearing it.
I get tired of listening to the thing ding dong at night when I can't sleep very well. Just when I'm starting to go to sleep, all of a sudden, ding dong, ding ding.
Oh, I love the sound of the thing, because it makes me think of my kids when they were at home. They were used to hearing that sound, and so I love the sound. I don't really even notice it Uh, but yeah, the time change is going to be hard for me because every time there's a time change because I have to change my walking hours because I'm waiting till it gets daylight now, or it's pretty close to daylight before I walk. And so every time there's a time change, I'm always thinking, is it forward, backward?
Sure.
Is it lighter or darker or that kind of thing? So I'm hoping that I get it right, but I just have to stay up and find out. Overjoy says we have an overdevelopment issue in Fort Lauderdale. No way to widen the roads, building right up to the road. 1,800 apartments built with another 1,000 planned. No more golf courses. Yeah, that's what's happening here. We're having a lot of building around us, and I seen Wildwood okayed another 1,000 to go up. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I mean they're getting the money while they can get it. And I'm really afraid to see what it's going to be like when all these places get put in.
Yeah,
The traffic is bad now.
I've come to the conclusion they can call this what they want, but it's really not a true retirement community anymore. It's a 55 plus, and the rules are broken everywhere all the time. It's just becoming a city that has a lot of activities to me.
Yeah.
So I've lost interest in this place a long time ago. I still like it here. Don't get me wrong, great investment as far as buying a house, but I've lost interest in it as a retirement community.
Yeah, but like I've never felt more comfortable anywhere than I do here. So
she says that about every place we moved.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't live there if I didn't.
I never thought I could live this close to Indianapolis and feel so safe.
Well, I did when I lived there. So
Hartford City, I feel so safe in Hartford City because there's nothing that goes on here.
Well, that was true. Laura says she likes the time change. The sunset will be 7 p.m. next week in Chicago. Yeah, that makes a difference right there. So, but like I'm on the other end of it.
What's going to screw us up on time, if it messes, I don't know how it goes, but people are going to forget it's at noon. So we'll be starting this an hour earlier, later, earlier, right? You spring forward.
Yeah, in the spring.
So everybody else is like that lives in Midwest. Oh, that tasted nasty.
Oh God!
Oh God!
You're such a creep.
That was.
That's bad.
I ate that twice.
Oh, nobody wants to hear that. Overjoy says real estate developers don't care, and they don't. They don't live here, and hopefully we won't get that bad. But like the way they're putting them up, like I said, Wildwood is getting what they can while they can. I think Lady Lake, of course, was doing that before. Fruitland Park is catching on, and so like all the way around us. And I said we used to have a pretty good buffer.
Well, the commission in Wildwood approves all the building, and all they care about is the money they're bringing in and the growth of the town because it guarantees their re-elections and all that kind of stuff. And nothing wrong with that. The developer is going to build as much as he can because the more homes he sells, the richer they get, and it's a family business. So I bet eventually everybody in that family is a millionaire anyway.
Oh yeah.
So that's how it is. And my thing about both of them are, Wildwood could care less about a retirement community and what your problems are here. They're doing what they do. Your problem with a retirement community, that's your problem, not ours. We don't care. The developer is, well, we're still a 55 plus community. We still have the activities. We still have this. We still have that. And that's all true. But it's just not much of a retirement community anymore.
And when we were younger, I would have moved to a community that had all this anyhow.
I would have.
Retirement.
Sure. If they wouldn't have called it retirement. If this was simply called the Villages, Florida's friendliest, the smallest big city or something like that, I still probably would consider buying here, full well knowing up here I could have children living next door to me, all that kind of stuff. But I know it before I move here. As time goes on, they have all these rules and things that they just don't enforce. And then you hear these excuses, and I get so sick of them. Well, that's an internal deed restriction that's only enforced by the developer. I don't even know what an internal deed restriction is.
Yeah, when Laura says Google Assistant will tell you, it'll tell you what time the sunrise is. And yeah, and Laura, that works, except for, like I said, sometimes it's light enough for me before it says the sunrise. The sun, and I usually go out. I've been going out at 6:30, And I said, but it's getting, getting lighter all the time before the time change. And so it eventually would be, and I said, if they move it ahead an hour, it'll be a little bit different. But I said, I just have to adjust that. Even if I do use the Google
Well,
Find
what I'm
Out.
saying is that people that aren't paying attention, I mean, we're down to 100. We've lost like 10 viewers already. They're going to forget about this time change. And if they want to come to our show, say next Wednesday, how many do you think we're going to get? Oh, I forgot about time change. I'm late.
Well,
Sorry, I'm late.
you do set it up so they can look at it later. So in case
Oh, but let me be late. Oh, God help them if I'm late.
eat another cookie. Oh, Joyce, I understand it from a tax standpoint, but at least build the infrastructure in advance. There should be community planning rules. Yeah, that's the hard part. So many of these little towns, like what was here, did not have the infrastructure in place. But I'll tell you what, after living in Indiana for such a long time, when we would come down here, I would start noticing in Georgia, the difference in how they did their highways and how they had anticipated the traffic that was coming in.
I've always said Georgia was at least 10 to 20 years ahead of everybody else in the United States.
Yeah,
always.
and in the northern part of Florida, same way. They anticipated this influx of people, but now there's so many, they're needing to do it again, and there's only so much land. So
yeah, you can only widen the road so wide before you start have to buy somebody's house. But I remember my dad. My dad lost 160 acres due to eminent domain.
yeah,
They always have that trick up their sleeve.
yeah, and you can't ever overbuild the roads, no, because eventually they're going to be full. And I said 301 now, and I said it was funny when we first got here. 301 was just a nice,
Nothing.
quiet bypass around everything. And
Well, we took
now,
301 to go see our granddaughter.
and I said right now that 301 from the Wildwood area, anyhow, down to 466 and on to 42 even. And I said there's sometimes a day where it's end-to-end cars, which it surprised me. It really did. But they're just building so much along there. And I've seen a few new things that they're putting in. They're putting in a new Wawa there at on Church Road in 301. And there's several businesses going up because, that was all field. And so it makes sense. They're building houses across from Daryl's. And I think there's going to be some more rent to own or something like that. I don't like that idea, but that's just me.
You guys see the news last night about the spring breakers in Miami? The spring breakers are not happy. They do it all the time. Let's see, they used to do it in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale pretty much run them out. And then they went to, I want to say, Panama City. Panama City pretty much run them out. Now they're down at Miami Beach again, which they were down there many, many years ago anyway. But now they're starting to run them out there. And how they run them out is they come up with these rules. And then next year when they come down, they find out, what? That I did last year? Well, there's a law now. You can't do that. They have a curfew now. I think it's 10 or 10 o'clock. The bars and things closed. So you're no late partying.
Yeah.
By 11 o'clock or something like that, I'm thinking there's something real about you have to be off the street or something. You can't be driving your cars around town with no destination in mind or something. And they're enforcing it. They showed it on news last night where they even had part of the National Guard down there going down the street. They were just raising all kinds of cane, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, well, our illustrious governor was on the news telling everybody, that he'd signed this bill and that bill, and so they weren't going to have. I think they had 500 injuries last year, so many deaths or what have you.
The problem is shootings. Every time there's a big group of people that get together, especially young people, there's always a shooting. It happens in Indianapolis too, where the people are getting shot, or they get crammed into a building. There's more people than the building. A building gets on fire, and then people die because of it. So, that's what they're trying to stop. And I'm not sure what the answer to that is, other than maybe at 10 o'clock, from 10 o'clock until 2 in the morning, all partying has to be out on the beach, out there, away from the buildings, away from the highway. Go out there. That way, if they get sick and throw up, it's just sand.
Randy Wambacher. Hi, Sue and Skip. We're from Illinois, but we now live in Lake Denham. Well, congratulations. Like I said, we went by Lake Denham when we was down there. We didn't have a chance to go in and kind of peruse the place because we were in Dabney taking the video. So I want to go down there, and I also want to go to the Enclave. that Jerry was talking about. We haven't had a chance to see that either. But the way that we went, it seemed like an awful long way. But then we met Judy at Sawgrass. She went a different direction, and she got there in no time.
Well, she got a house there. She knows the shortcut.
Yeah, she knew the shortcut.
I just found the GPS to get there. Because, like I say, when you have a brand new home on a brand new area, there's a 90% chance those streets are not going to be on a GPS.
Right.
But on Waze, for some reason, it's there. And on the Villages app, it'll be there. But I'm not buying the Villages app.
Yeah.
So
and then it will eventually. But
yeah.
right
so
now,
I used Waze. And Waze, it'll get you there. But then, like she said, when Judy said, well, you shouldn't have even been on 470 or 420 or whatever. I said, well, that's the way it brought us in, was right over here. No, Megason Road brings you right in on this side.
Yeah. And John, isn't Atlanta in Georgia? Yes, it is. But like I said, we were talking about that. Of course, Atlanta's always been, one of those things that everybody avoids until the middle of the night, which now it doesn't do any good. It's the same at night as it is in the daytime. Yeah. But other than that, it's still, when we were having 2-lane highways up north, they were already to 4. And we noticed that when we would come down,
Well, the main roads were already 3. Now they're working on 4.
Yeah.
They've always been 4 as far as the run around and that kind of stuff. But like once you get south of Atlanta or north of Atlanta, 75 does turn into 3 lanes. It may start out at 4, then it whittles down to 3. And now they're adding another lane. So they're already ahead of the rest of the world. I mean, they're going to have 4 lanes. And as far as I'm concerned, I look around a place like Indiana. I look around other places like Florida. I don't understand why 75 out here in Florida isn't a 4-lane road right now. What is it, 3? I think it's 3. You get by, but 4 would be a lot nicer.
Jerry Bell said Daytona Beach back in my day for spring break. Yeah. I mean, they used a lot of Florida, and then they started going to some of to Aruba and some of the southern states, and then they started having really bad things happen, and so they kind of come back to the states. Texas had a lot of spring breakers up until COVID. They had where we go.
I think Padre Island area is the main.
Yeah, and then but like I said, after COVID, like I said, they're going to have to build that back up because when we were there wasn't that many spring breakers at all.
Nah.
So like I said, but I think everybody was staying away because of the COVID thing. But they're probably back.
Our cousin took us to one part of the beach down there. I forget what it was, and we were sitting there in whatever that building was. It was during COVID, and the restaurant was closed down, and we were at the an overlook or something. And I seen I don't know, maybe a half a dozen people running up and down the beach, and I said, "So is that beach over there public?" He said, "Yeah, this is spring break season." And I'm looking out there, and I said, "So this is spring break?" It was like 6 people. That's all there was.
Laura says their 22-year-old niece is spending spring break at Panama City Beach. Then she graduates in 2 months and starts working at University of Cincinnati Medical Center as an RN. Yeah, Panama City is still a big area for spring breakers. But like I said, this time of year, when they go during the spring break, Panama City and Pensacola, they're far enough north that the weather's kind of iffy. For spring break.
The thing about Panama City is they start passing those city ordinances.
Yeah.
And it takes the fun away from the kids. Like, you can't ride in the back of a pickup truck inside city limits anymore. And that's what they used to do from the beach. A bunch of them jump in the back of a pickup truck. We're going to go to town. We're going to get some beer. We're going to party, but the cops are going to get you. Yeah. And they make them kids get out of the truck, walk, And so they get mad and they don't want to come back. And that's kind of how they get rid of you.
Yeah, and Overjoy said Daytona Beach Bike Week and Biketoberfest. The cops made it a fundraising.
We've been there. We was at Daytona Bike Week. Let me tell you a quick little story. We stayed at a hotel like 50 miles away because that's the nearest hotel we could even get. It wasn't 50 miles, but anyways, outside of town. We're on the second floor of this Ramada Inn, and I hear a bunch of noise downstairs. I look downstairs. These guys are drunk. Well, Bike Week, right? They're drunk. One guy's sitting out there laughing his butt off. The other guys are inside saying, "Well, drag it out here. Drag it out here." And I'm just standing on that balcony looking out there wondering, what are they doing? Come to find out, they got their mattress on fire, and they were dragging it out.
Yeah, and they were underneath us. I mean, the floor underneath us, and they set the mattress on fire. That was kind of scary. But yeah. But she said the cops has made it a fundraiser, pulling over bikes for BS tickets. So she stopped going.
BS tickets?
BS.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do. I know here when I was a gate guard, it only happened once, but it was funny. I didn't turn the guy in or anything. I probably should have, but I didn't. The guy in a motorcycle, and he had another guy next to him. There were two motorcycles. They pull up to the guard shack, and the guy says, he calls me dude. I don't like that, but I didn't say anything. He said, hey, dude. He said, how do I get out of here and get back to such and such in Leesburg, wherever it was? And I said, well, I said, you're going totally the wrong direction. I was doing at that time, I was doing the guard shack up there by the Villages Hospital on Morse Boulevard. And this was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. And the guy sitting next to him, I don't know what he was doing. Next thing I know, he just fell over. Him and his whole bike just fell over. And he got up and looked at me and goes, hey, I forgot to put my kickstand down. God, you guys better get.
Yeah, go somewhere still. So, Cancun used to be popular for spring break about 10 years ago. Yeah, that's what I said. They went to Mexico and Cancun and Aruba. And then I think when that Natalie, well, I said when she disappeared, then Aruba wasn't the big deal anymore.
Well, in Mexico, they had some people, I think,
yeah, so they finally graduated back to doing the States. And like I said, Texas was a big area, Florida's a big area because of the weather. So that's what I think the Pensacola, Panama City area.
I would think that Bahama Islands would be a good place to go for spring break if they had the money.
Well, and like I said, I don't know. And Phil says, tell us where you got your cookies from.
I can't think of the guy's name. J.C. Comer.
J.C. Comer.
Yeah, J.C. Comer.
When we were at lunch the other day, J.C. come over and brought us a nice little goodie bag, and it had Skipper some cookies, and it had a bottle of booze for me. I really am not that big of a boozer, guys, actually, but we appreciate it, and a nice little check. So thank you, J.C. I wish you hung around longer.
I told him, I said, give me your email, man. Give me your address. I'll mail you that money back because I can't do what he wants me to do.
Yeah.
He put some cash in an envelope, and he says, hey, I want to be a Patreon member for a year. Well, I can't do that. You have to go to Patreon with your own credit card, your own debit card, your own PayPal account, your own whatever you're going to use, and that's how you have to do it. I can't do that. So I said, I'll mail you the money back, man. Just let me know. Give me an address, and I'll send it to you. And he sent me an email back saying, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So
maybe we'll get
what am I
together
supposed to do? Hang on to this money for 20 years?
Yeah. Like I said, we'll get together with him maybe for lunch someday. So, yeah, Cancun was big for spring breakers. Jerry Harris says hello from
Is that
Venice.
in Mexico? Huh? Cancun? Is that Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh. Have we been there? Is that the town we did the long hike uphill to get to the bus? No? Okay.
Hello from Venice, Florida. Hello, Jerry.
Hello from Venezuela.
Venice, Florida.
Oh.
Jerry Harris.
It's funny what you hear sometimes.
Wow. Overjoy says, I like to stay in Ormond Beach near the Iron Horse Saloon.
Ormond Beach.
I've been there. Have you been there?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
I know Cheryl used to go there every year. That's where they had their family vacation was in Ormond Beach. The whole family would go.
Yeah, it's been a while. I just don't remember exactly where it was at. Also, we've been to that island, Marco Island. Is that the name of it? Marco Island. Me and you went there. There's a road that goes all the way around the shoreline there. And then we was down there meandering around. We ended up going to the Edison Ford Museum. Then we took the very first electric boat that Edison invented, took a ride out along the channel.
Okay.
You don't remember none of that?
I remember it. I don't remember it being in that
We were down there for like 3 or 4 days. This was on vacation. We went down to...
I was thinking Ormond was on the other side.
We was going to go down to... and they had that hurricane. And we couldn't stay there. And we worked our way back up.
Port Charlotte, like I was thinking Ormond Beach was on the other coast.
Is it?
I don't know, but I think so.
It might be. I don't remember.
Wrestler says he started spring break last month. He's going to stay on break too. Good for you, Wrestler. John says those darn Honda riders.
Huh?
Those darn Honda riders.
Honda riders, yeah.
Yeah, we were wingers.
We were wing dingers.
Yeah. Laura says, my sister lives near Cincinnati, loves the Destin area. She goes there almost every year, usually in July or August. Yeah, I've got a niece that goes to Panama City every year. And that's her kids are about, I think they're about all graduated now, but her and her husband like to go there. And I think it's because of all the touristy stuff they have there. And I said, Linda and I kind of messed around when they were having the motorhome worked on, and we kind of went and looked at the beach and that kind of thing, and you could see that it was geared. It was out of season, but you could see it was geared for a lot of people to be there for a touristy reason. So,
and let me tell you how some of these people are, like WrestleMania. Let me tell you how goofy this guy is. So he's buying a new car, and typical hoity-toity people, to be politically correct, he's got to buy an electric car with gas. So he narrows it down to 4 cars. Then he goes down to 3. Then he goes down to 2. We're going to get this car. So then he does the grand thing showing you the electric car that he bought, right? And I'm watching it thinking, it is a nice car. I'm looking at it. All 4 cars are foreign cars. Not one of them's American. So he gets it down to this one car, and I'm thinking, that's nice. And some of the ideas they had there, I thought, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. I like that idea. Here's money wasted. Now, he knows he's going to be moving to Florida. He's already got his eyes set on going down to Solovita, if I remember right. Maybe moving down there. He's got an electric steering wheel for those chilly mornings that he'll never use. Got electric heated seats for those cold days that he'll never use.
yeah, and
Here's what you need to check. Check that air conditioner out. I'm telling you. Check that air conditioner out and make sure it works.
But you have a way of checking out cars
But
other than
you
saying,
can't
"Oh,
use,
it's red."
he said you can't use the electric car and run the air conditioner. The motor has to run to turn the pump for the air conditioner to work, which means here, if he wants to use the electric car to run around town a lot, which I can understand that, the air conditioner ain't going to work. And you know as well as I do in the summertime, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, that's the problem here. So, but like I said, that's why I don't know why they went to all EVs. I think the hydrogen was the best of both worlds. When you
Well,
couldn't
I
use the
think
electric,
he's got that. He's got a gas and electric
yeah.
boat. But I didn't know you couldn't run the air conditioner unless the motor was running. I never thought about that.
Huh.
And I don't know if that's 100% true. I may have heard him wrong. I could be wrong. Sometimes I hear things that ain't there.
You think? Okay. Natalie Holloway disappeared years ago in Aruba on spring break. The murderer confessed recently about what. Yeah, that like I said, once that happened, then kind of the shininess was off the penny there. So Jerry Harris says that you crack him up. He does me too most of the time, but sometimes I think what.
My sister, who lives near Cincinnati, loves the Destin area. Destin area is really starting to turn into a big destination anymore.
Yeah.
It never used to be. It was just kind of like a secluded beach that it was kind of like a local hangout thing, but other people discovered it. Then they started building houses, buying houses, and now I haven't been up there in a long time, but I understand it's really grown to be really a nice place to go.
Yeah, and there was an area there along in that area, and I can't think of what they call it now, but it had the cutest little houses. I mean, it was kind of like the Key West kind of theme houses, and like when they first started it, there wasn't very much there, and now it's become a touristy place. So, but you can get rentals and things like that. I
got a guy I worked with every year. Him and his wife for 2 weeks. They came down to Destin Beach.
Well, this was a town, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was right along the water there. And I said I did see some.
How many years ago?
Well, it's been a lot of years.
Years ago, we took the coastal highway, which I don't remember what that was, to come down to wherever we were going.
What?
Lizard.
No.
He just come out.
Great segue.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah.
And anyway, that coastal highway used to be so nice. It wasn't very heavily trafficked at all. You had the ocean on one side, a few houses and orange groves on the left, and it was just a very nice, quiet ride all the way down to Tampa or whatever. And I'm sure now that that's not even close to being true.
Yeah. Well, this one was Seaside, Florida, I think. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it was called. And it was a beautiful area, but I think it's become probably touristy. And but they do have rentals there, or they did have. And it just looks so cute.
My Uncle Don came down for years. He rented the same place every year. Where did he go?
Port St. Lucie.
Was it Port St. Lucie?
Yes.
Is there a Port St. Lucie North and a Port St. Lucie?
There is. There's a Northport. Yeah.
He was in one of them. I forget which one.
Yeah.
Because he's an avid fisherman. And I mean that. He would go fishing every day from early morning and come back home around dinner time. He'd be gone all day doing that.
Yeah.
And my aunt, Darlene, she hated that. She said, he leaves me here all by myself. She said, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anybody around here. And she didn't drive. And
Yeah.
so he got in
This would have
trouble.
been the perfect place for her. Really, it really
We've
would.
said this would be perfect for like my Aunt Sandy to come down and
Yeah.
visit. We tried to get her to come down and stay with us for a month or whatever, but she, there's just some people, I think, they have it in their head what Florida is, and they've never really seen this side of Florida.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Harris says Venice Beach is the shark tooth capital of the world. Well, I did not know that.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Just like Tarpon, is it Tarpon, Florida, is where all the sponges are, where they dive for all the sponges.
Tarpon Springs, yeah.
Tarpon Springs.
Yeah, and I like Tarpon Springs. I do.
And where is it where you swim with the manatees? Crystal
River.
Crystal River. Well, that's what the town's called, Crystal, right? Crystal River Town.
Yeah.
That's where you go. That's where all the manatees are in the wintertime. Well, actually, a lot of them, and you go swim with them there. You can't touch them, but you go swim with them there.
Phil says when it gets below 50 degrees here, he puts the seat and steering wheel heaters on.
You what?
When it gets below 50 degrees here, he puts the seat and steering wheel heaters on. Yeah. Yeah, overjoyed. He is in a cold climate, but he's moving to Florida eventually. So,
Who's that? Who are you talking about?
Wrestler.
Oh, yeah, he is coming down here.
Yeah.
We just don't know exactly when. The goal is, I think, sometime next year. He's retiring, so he's getting ready. That's why he got the new
Wrestler
car.
says they do have ventilated seats to keep their tushies cool in Florida. Okay.
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's where it's at.
Yeah, and no, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Seaside, guys. Jude's had it there, Seaside, Florida. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Cutest little town. And then like I said, I don't. Like I said, I've seen videos from other YouTubers that it's become very touristy now. So I don't know if it's the same kind of thing. I know they have, just like they do in Panama City, they got the places where you can rent the bikes and that kind of thing. So it's become very touristy. But I still think the houses are really cute there.
Jerry Harris says, hello, everyone from Venice, Florida.
That's where he's at.
I think I've been to Venice, Florida. I think I delivered refrigerators there for Magic Chef back in the day. I don't remember where, who, but that sounds familiar. Venice, Florida. Me and Denny came down here. Denny went somewhere over to Tampa, I think, and I went to the left. I think Venice is over on the east coast area somewhere, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. And I may not be. I don't know.
Well, I know you went about Ormond Beach, but because it's also on the east side.
Sometimes my brain's like a road map. I never know which way I'm going to go.
Well, just think of it as your dad did. Once you get so much in there, something has to come
If you want to remember something, I got to forget something. That's how it works when you get to a certain age. If somebody says, here, I want you to remember this, remind me. I like to remind me later to do this. Well, if I remind you about that, then I'm going to forget something over here.
Yeah. Like I'm supposed to remember everything.
Write it down.
Jerry Harris says, my husband Mark and I are hoping to move from Venice to the Villages next year. Well, good for you, honey. Yeah.
Take your time. There's plenty of homes.
Yeah.
They keep running out of them.
But the draw here is not necessarily, the homes or the home prices. It's the stuff that you have availability of here.
It's all these single women around here whose husband died last year, and they're looking for a man.
Jerry is a lady.
Oh, I see.
But like, yeah, it's the availability of everything here that's so nice. Because we were right next to Indianapolis up north, and then they have a lot of things in Indianapolis. But you had to get in the car, get on the interstate, to go to a museum or go to different things that was going on, go to the stadium, that kind of thing. And around here, everything is very close, like 12 miles in between one town and another. And I said, and you just have availability in each neighborhood. You have your rec centers, your pools, the pickleball courts, all that kind of stuff is walking distance in most neighborhoods. And that's I'm a walker anyhow, but that was very appealing to me.
Oh, Joy says he rode his motorcycle. He didn't say exactly where, but Said they set up on US 1. That's over on the East Coast over there. I've been on US 1. That's where you see all the biker bars down US 1.
Okay.
I wouldn't stop because Sue. It's just not a place for Sue. I said, we're not going over there. Anyway, it says that they would wave the bikes over and they come out of the Iron Horse inspecting bikes and writing tickets. Well, he was asking about Leesburg having a problem over there. As far as I can't really speak to it because I haven't really been to Leesburg's bike fest over there at all because I don't have a motorcycle, so I just don't go. But I can tell you that, what was it, 2 years ago, there was a shooting over there and one person died. Mm-hmm. That's all I really know about it. And they passed city ordinances over there once again. And since then, they still have the bike fest over there, but I haven't heard of any trouble since then.
Yeah.
So apparently it's fairly peaceable.
And Jerry says Venice is west coast, 45 minutes south on Tampa, and 30 minutes north of Port Charlotte.
Okay, that must have been where Denny went to. Denny went to Venice, and I went the other way.
Yeah, and we love Port Charlotte. We've always really liked Port Charlotte.
Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda.
Yeah, our son lived there at one time.
Harpoon Harry's. Mile Pie High.
Oh, yeah. And
Mile High Pie.
I was just wondering about the Fisherman's Village, if that was all, I know it had new owners, but I just wondered how much of it, if it was all redone after the hurricane, if it was back.
You were there last year.
No, a recent hurricane.
They had a recent one?
Yes. Oh. And I said whether everything was back in order because I knew it did a lot of damage there. So, but yeah, we love that.
Yeah, I don't care about the shopping center as long as Harpoon Harry's is open. That's where I get my good seafood. I swear to God, shrimp the size of chicken legs. Yes. God, they were good.
And Wrestler says Tarpon Springs was great when we visited there, and the last time we were in Florida. Awesome vegan Greek food. Yes, they do have the best Greek food down there. And what is the name of that place? Hella. Hella is the name of the Greek restaurant down there that I really, really like. And I love to watch them light the cheese on fire, and everybody, opa! They really do it up there at that restaurant. And with the boats and everything. So the place is full of Oompa Loompas? No, it's Greek, honey.
Ain't that an Oompa Loompa?
And I've never been. They do have the Sponge Museum there, and they have a lot of the history about how that place started with the sponge divers, and that's why it's mostly Greek. But I used to get the olive oil soap down there, and I love the olive oil soap because the weather here, you get flaky, and the olive oil soap on the legs, especially after you've been out in the sun, it's just a godsend. It really is. But that was the only place I could find it. So, but I haven't been down there for a long time. But I really, really liked it down there. You've never been there.
Where?
Tarpon Springs.
Tarpon Springs?
Yeah.
Oh, in the truck I have, but no.
Yeah, it was a bus trip, and I've been 3 or 4 times because I really like it there.
Because I know years ago we had a semi-truck. I could do this in a semi-truck. I stopped at the Shell, they called it something, on the west coast. The Shell House. The Shell. Big building. It sells nothing but seashells and alligator heads inside. It's still there.
Yeah. And I think it's what
years ago I could park my semi in there. Oh. That's how crowded it's gotten since then.
Okay. Jerry Harris said that Laura asked her why are they ready to leave Venice, and she said, we are ready to start a retirement at 54 and 55. Venice is nice, but after 50 years in Venice, I'm done with the hurricanes. Ian was extremely bad and scary. Yes. I know, and that's why we're in the middle of the state, and because I love the ocean, I really do. And I said, in India, we was kind of landlocked. We had lakes and that kind of thing, but I really love the ocean. But it's something that we looked at. We actually was in Port Charlotte right after the hurricane was bad there, and at that time we decided, no, we're not moving there. So we come here. But it just, I understand that part of it. Your insurance is high, and having to start over when it tears your house down, that kind of thing.
That's the whole thing right there. Is if the hurricane comes through, the odds are you're not going to survive any better than anybody else.
Oh.
And if you're 80 years old, do you want to start over at 80 years old? I don't.
Yeah. Oh, and he said that I love Harpoon Harry's. Everything is back in order after the hurricane. Good. Yes.
I've never been to the captain's table upstairs. Maybe I should try that out sometime. But I really like Harpoon Harry's.
Yeah.
You got to watch them damn birds, though. They come in here and steal your food.
Phil says, should we plan a day trip?
Yeah, why not? Sure.
Phil said he'd drive.
We'll go down there and just spend the night.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of cheap places. Well, there used to be. I don't know if there is now or not. Here's my complaint today. Here's my bitch today. Everything during COVID went crazy in price, right? And things just don't make sense to me sometimes. The hotel prices went from an average of $75 a room to $150 a room. Why? Because they say, one, we have to sanitize the room in between each guest. That's why they put the remote control box into a little plastic bag. And every other room has to be empty. I don't understand that. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. But anyway, that's what they said. So by only having 50% occupancy, they had to double the rates to make the same amount of money to pay their bills. Okay, understandable. COVID's pretty much done and over. The big panic is done and over. The last 3 hotels we tried to go to were 100% full. You couldn't even get in because there are certain hotels I like, other ones I don't. Now, if they're back to 100% occupancy, how come the price hasn't come back down?
They get it when they can.
Food for thought.
Yeah. And Restless A did a video on Tarpon Springs. A really neat area, lots of history, cute little museum, and many, many places selling freshly harvested sponges. Yeah, and I didn't get to go to the museum, and I really would kind of like that. But there was plenty of places that had part of the history, you know, on a brass plaque here, a brass plaque there, and we had a waiter at the cafe, and he told us quite a bit. And I said, when we first moved here, our neighborhood used to take bus trips, and that was one of the bus trips that they took. Is they went to Tarpon Springs, and we got on a boat and went out to Dolphin Island. And very, very good trip. I loved it. And so I said, every time I would see another trip to Tarpon Springs, I'd go. Or I'd take somebody and say, oh, you have to see it. So it's a nice little town, I think.
That's been a touristy town for a long time.
Overjoyed says she wouldn't miss the ocean, prefer inland, waiting for the housing bubble to end.
Well, the truth is, if it wasn't a hurricane problem, I would much rather have a house next to the beach. Sure, why not? Who wouldn't? But first of all, it's the price of the homes out there for one. Insurance is another because of hurricanes.
But like I said, yeah, we had planned on going to Port Charlotte because we like that area, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte. Mm-hmm. We really like that area. And our son was there for a short while. He didn't stay down there. But like I said, when he first talked about the place, we went down and checked it out. And we really, really liked it. And then we went on vacation one year, and it was right after the hurricane. And the place that we stayed at was gone. I mean, the whole hotel was gone. It was in between.
We're not talking about a little mom and pop hotel. We're talking about a major resort right next to the bay. I think it was Holiday Inn at that time. Yeah. I won't swear to it. And we went by the place, and other than the bricks standing like a card game, there was nothing there. It was gone.
And it was in between two. There was one bridge going one way and one bridge going the other way. It was in between those two bridges.
What was that restaurant we was going to go to that our boy, he told us about? Raw Bar?
Yeah, it was an oyster bar of some kind.
Some kind of an oyster bar. I think it's called a Raw Bar. And it was just a local place, had a lot of local stuff. Whatever they caught out in the ocean, that was going to be the special that day. It was a slab there. It was gone. There was nothing there.
Yeah, and Laura says Hurricane Ian did a number on the Fort Myers, Sanibel Island area. Yeah, and you know what? Most of my shirts, I love these shirts, the Neoma Lovegrove. I think she's a beautiful artist. And she had a museum on Matlacha, which is at the end of the bridge going over to Pine Island. Well, of course, it knocked out the bridge, but it also knocked out her museum. And I say and Matlacha is not big. It's just, a little place on the side of the road in between islands. And I said it just had a lot of bars and that kind of thing along there, and her museum was there. And I was so glad to hear that she'd opened up a new place in Tampa, and she's continuing to make her shirts and whatever, because I really, really love them. Because there for a while I thought, well, maybe, she wasn't around anymore. So,
let's see.
Yeah, Wrestler says, wait, you only have one bitch per day?
Huh?
Wrestler says, wait, Skip only has one bitch per day?
One bitch?
That's all I'm allowing him.
No, it's really not a bitch. It's just things that I notice, that's all. I see so much that I just don't get. I just don't understand it. We're all worried about one little thing over here, but there's a big thing going on over here, but nobody wants to talk about that thing.
Yeah. Oh, and Run 5850 to skip not just that with the hotels, but there's not even maid service every day anymore
I
unless you
know it.
ask for it.
Sue checks the bed no matter where we go. She checks the bed to make sure it's been changed. And we talked to some of the hotel managers that says we only change it if you request it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So we started staying at the higher end hotels. I'll say that Staybridge in Fort Wayne. We've stayed there a couple of times. Highly recommend it. It ain't the cheapest place around, I'll tell you, but we have never had a problem at a Staybridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Staybridge and some of your, Hiltons and Hyatts and those kind of places. It's just, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like
But it's a damn shame you're paying $160, and that was without a dog.
Yeah.
Now we have this monstrosity, and they might not even let us stay there now.
Well, I said with after the guys set the mattress on fire below us, and we were in.
That was a Ramada. Ramada's not a high-end hotel.
We went to Savannah, I think. Was it Savannah?
No, we didn't go that far.
No, but I mean, we were there once, and the place was robbed.
Oh, that was a cheap hotel. That they had outside doors where you have to have a physical key to unlock the door. After that, I decided then I'm never staying at a hotel that's got an outside door.
Yes.
And I haven't.
No. And Jerry Harris said we're looking to build a house in the Villages with a pool and a hot tub. So Sue and Skip, you can come over anytime. Once we move in, we will have the bourbon and Yingling.
I don't care about the pool, but I sure do like the hot tub.
Yeah, we sure do miss the hot tub.
I do. I love the hot tubs.
Yeah. Well, I said we may take you up on that when you get here, Jerry. Overjoy says she got used to Florida, but she prefers to be north. And everybody has their own place.
Well, with us, I think it was more financial. One, the house prices here when we bought here, I don't know if they were higher than everywhere else. I don't really know that, but I know as far as Indianapolis prices go compared to here when I moved here, it was about the same. What I sold my place for up there is about what this place here would cost me. So it was a break-even deal for us. And then two was the hurricane thing. We talked about that before. After seeing Punta Gorda after the hurricane, I said, that's it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to, because I kept thinking in my head, you move down there and you have 10 years where things are fine and you don't have any problem. Great. Now you're 80 years old and a hurricane comes through and wipes you out. You're 80 years old. I don't want to start over when I'm 80 years old. You won't even be able to bend over and tie your shoes. And you got to start over with a house.
Hey, Suzanne. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to bend over and tie our shoes. But yeah, I know what he means. I felt that way. Suzanne Logue. I don't think I've seen your name before. You knew Suzanne?
Well, welcome if you are.
Yeah.
Make sure you come back often.
Yeah, we're here every Wednesday at noon. Like I said,
and don't listen to me bitching. I do it all the time.
Wherever you're at, like I said, just check the time. We're on Florida time. So, let's see. Laura says Punta Gorda took a bad hit from Hurricane Charlie. I think I saw extensive damage in Punta Gorda in a year after the hurricane went through.
Is that what it was?
We went down and I said when we got there, we didn't know this. I mean, we knew that the hurricane had hit.
But we didn't know the town was devastated.
We didn't know it had got that.
We had reservations at a hotel. Nobody said anything to us at all until I got to the hotel and wanted to check in. He says, oh, you can't stay here. What do you mean I can't stay here? I got a reservation. All reservations are canceled because we're renting all of our rooms out to contractors to rebuild the town.
Yeah.
I got dead in this face. You didn't call me. You didn't send me an email. You didn't tell me anything. I came all the way from Indiana down here, and by God, I'm staying here.
But they made us pay for it. And I said, they didn't have coffee in the room.
We didn't have no towels.
No towels. You had to pay for them. And so they really took those contractors too. They took them because they were charging them all this stuff, which normally would be included in your room rate, but they were charging them for coffee.
So we did have breakfast, I think, the next day at a restaurant there somewhere. Remember the guy?
Diner?
Yeah, and the guys behind us, they were talking about buying. We need to buy this house. It's going to be, and then we'll hang on to it, and then later on it'll be worth double the price because right now they're giving it away. They don't want it. Remember them talking back there?
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, that's smart.
And at that time, there was very few senior living places around their retirement areas other than trailer parks. But like after the hurricane, then I seen all kinds of advertisements that they were putting a retirement village here, retirement village there. So we haven't been down there for a while. But yeah, Phil,
last year
we got to make a run down there.
We were down there last year. That's when we met Jesse and them, and we went over to Harper, and we was at Jesse's house. I said, on the way home, I'm going to I'm this close. I'm going down.
Yeah, yeah. We
And
met our granddaughter.
she says, can we follow you? It's a free public road. You can do whatever you want.
Oh yes. Let's see. Yeah, Punta Gorda and Northport. They did. They
Hurricane
got
Charlie.
hurt.
I never did know the name of that hurricane that hit there, but maybe that could have been it.
Staybridge in Naples was $600 a night. Well, you're in Naples.
How much?
600 a night.
Yeah, in Fort Wayne, at Staybridge Suite, because we had like a separate kitchen area, and it was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it ended up being like $160 a night, and for Fort Wayne, that's a little pricey. But hey, and I've never had a problem there.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy, you like the shirts too? Yeah, Leona Lovegrove has. It's not the best material. I don't know what this material is because you gotta watch what you wash it with, or it will ball up because it's a very thin material. It's perfect for the hot weather down here. But yeah, I love the color that she puts in everything. And I mean, she's got some very unique. And
Are you answering Kathy B's?
Yeah.
About Leoma. I don't really care for Leomas. The collars in there are a little too brisk for me. I'm just making that up. I have no idea.
Yeah, and Susan Lowe says you should not have to ask to have everything changed on the bed.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just they've changed the rules all the way around, and so you have to ask and read all their brochures and what have you when you get there because they've changed things a lot. Not only the prices. And I said at one time they said because they were having trouble hiring help. Well,
Laura says she stays at a Town Place Suites in Bowling Green. I've never stayed at a Town Place, but I think that's a very nice place.
It's on the same card as
there's one up in Spanish Springs, right? Mm-hmm. Downtown Spanish Springs. I've heard they're very nice, but I've never.
Is that a Marriott Town Place Suite? Is that Marriott?
There's a lot of nice ones.
Yeah.
We stayed at a couple of them out west that they don't have them in the Midwest. I forget what the names of them was when we was on that 6-week trip. And they were very nice, and the prices was very reasonable compared to everybody else. Now, this is pre-COVID. Yeah. And I don't remember naming them
either. But I'll tell you something that was a surprise. We stayed when we were out at the Grand Canyon. We stayed at a Best Western Plus. Oh, yeah. And I was used to Best Westerns, and I wouldn't get within 20 foot of the place. But the Best
Western Plus, while we were in our car, we were actually looking for somewhere else to go. But that was the only place that had rooms. And I told Sue, I said, the reason why they got rooms is because nobody wants to stay there.
But, it's a different regime that's taken over, and they remodeled most of them. The Best Western Plus.
That was nice.
And they were very, very nice. I loved the view. I loved
had the nice fireplace down in the dining room area.
Yeah,
had a guy in the guitar playing a little bit of music.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'd stay there in a minute and a heartbeat if it's the same as what it was.
Yeah. And Laura says she won't stay in a hotel that has the open doors now.
No, to me it's a safety issue.
Yeah, we had one who was in Kentucky, and there was a fight outside our door. A couple guys fighting over a girl, and I said, we could have been shot. And I said that was, after the one that I said in Savannah where they were having a robbery right down the 2 or 3 rooms away from us.
Yeah, we've kind of learned our lesson on some things.
And I said, we try to budget, but there's just some things you just don't want to mess with. It's just too dangerous. Welcome to all the first-time people. We're seeing a lot today.
Said we was going to buy that house around the corner if the deal fell through. You're lying. Because they just had the very first open house today. So nobody even knew about it.
Yeah, well, and like I said, the one on
both. He says they refuse to put a stripper pole in the living room. Who's going to be dancing, wrestler? You?
But yeah, we still got 2 more in the neighborhood, wrestler. The one on Bosie sold, or it's saying pending. The one on Ichabod and the one on Mary, they're both still for sale. But Pat Fuentes says Naples Golf Resort was the best till they started to charge $1,000 for one night. The Watson family sold their property a few years ago. Yeah, it's just.
Where did we go in Naples where we were eating dinner on the beach?
The Turtle Club.
The Turtle Club or something like that.
I don't know what hotel that was, but it was the Turtle Club.
And we didn't get to eat either.
Well, no, we didn't get to stay on the beach. We ate inside.
Yeah, it started to rain.
Yeah.
But the idea of eating out there on that beach the way they had it set up, I liked it. It looked really nice.
Yeah. And it was kind of a unique experience.
That's how you kill rabbits.
I know. I was waiting for you to say that.
Unique up on them.
Yeah. Tom Hall took us there because he lived down in that area, and he took us there. And I didn't know there was anything like that down there. And we actually had stayed at a little hotel across the street from there because this hotel was right on the water. But across the street from there was an old, what do they call it, vintage type of hotel. It had been reworked, but it had everything vintage in it, and very, very cute, but very small. And it may still be there. But like it was just the neatest little place. And then the hotel that the Turtle Club was in, of course, it was a big high rise on the water. But you got to go out on the sand. They had the tables out on the sand where you could eat. And I said, of course, the storm, in the summer we have our rainy season and it storms every day. So there's a storm that came up and we had to go back inside. But at first it was just, just nice viewing.
Well, I've never been there before.
Yeah.
And it just sounded like something new I wanted to do. And so we went there, and I was looking forward to it. And it started to rain. The wind started to blow. People's napkins ended up over there. and
then, of course, the restaurant inside was full.
Yeah.
So to bring all of us inside, they did have a place for us, but just to get everybody.
They packed us in there.
Yeah, they packed us in there. But we really, really liked it. I hope that.
I often thought I'd like to go back again, but that was pre-COVID prices, and the average price then was $100 a couple to eat.
Yeah.
What is it now?
Yeah, who knows?
Or Jody said, would love to find an affordable home in the villages. Ain't going to happen. I'm just going to put it out there like that. There's nothing affordable here anymore.
Well, now she lives in Southern
Well,
Florida.
what do you call affordable? A millionaire decides a $500,000 house is affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on what income you got.
Yeah.
But you're not going to find anything, even on the historical side, unless it really needs a lot of work for less than $200,000 anymore.
Yeah.
Much less.
Says if you know anyone giving away a house, let her know.
If I found one up there for 130, I'm telling you, I would be inspecting this thing like crazy because they just don't have them.
Yeah.
And the idea of getting a good deal, let's say on a patio villa.
And she says she's too old for a fixer-upper. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you get an average deal on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath villa, a brand new one, you're probably talking average $250 and up. You might find them less, but if they're less, it's going to be less square footage. So, it all depends on what you're happy with. And you're going to get a bond. You're going to get a bond on a brand new house.
Yeah. And
so that's why I say there's nothing affordable here. There's no great deals here.
Yeah.
No.
And have Ira do a search for you because, you can find things that way.
Now you can do Zillow. You can check. You can call Ira. Ira's got his finger on top of everything here.
And around the areas, not just the village.
Yeah, he knows everything. I'd call him, tell him what you want, how much you want to spend. That's the key thing. You have to let him know right up front. Mm-hmm. I don't want to spend any more than X amount of dollars. And then he'll let you know. I told him when I was looking for a place where I could park my RV, and I want to be just outside the villages. And he sent me a thing for a house that I can get for $750,000. Well, I can't afford that. Yeah. But he found me a place.
Yeah. Urban interface living. Any tornadoes in the villages? Yes, honey, we do have villages here, or tornadoes here. We haven't had one for a good while. I think, was it 2007 when they had the hurricane? It spawned some
We came
tornadoes.
here when they had, up there at Mallory, where the tallest elevation of the village is at Mallory. And there's a valley there. Right. And down that valley was nothing but blue roofs all down through there.
That was the same year that we went to Punta Gorda. That same year that hurricane had hit here, and it caused a lot of tornadoes. And that's one thing with the hurricanes. We are inland, so we don't really worry much about the hurricanes. But the hurricanes spawn tornadoes. But we're used to tornadoes. We're from Alligator Alley, or Tornado Alley.
Says tornadoes.
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 Yes, I'm hillbilly.
How do you spell that?
But anyhow,
Tornada.
But we haven't had a lot of problem with
tornadoes.
Here.
It sounds lately. A lot like tomatoes.
Haven't had a lot of problem with them here lately. So, but we do have them, in this area because your hurricanes, You know, you got all
My
that
red
wind.
birds are back.
Oh, yeah?
My mulch flippers. They flipped every ounce of mulch is out there is now gone.
Yeah.
There over there is running around. She's going to have a nest in there.
Okay.
I saw the stick birds out here earlier today. The hell they called? Forgot.
Stick birds?
Big long legs.
Oh, the cranes.
Yeah.
Stick birds. Yeah, they were making a lot of racket back here.
The baby's gone.
Yeah. He's on his own. I've never seen one walk around by himself.
They're getting ready to have a nest again, and they kicked the babies out, so the baby's gone. Go take care of yourself. That's what humans could take a lesson from that. Go. I'm done with you. Time to go.
We didn't have to worry about it. They wouldn't leave anyhow. Laura says, hotels in my hometown of Dubuque, Iowa get $200 per weekend nights in the summer, tourist rates. And I had to check if I wanted to attend my 45-year high school reunion in August. Yeah, you know.
I wouldn't go. Don't go to a high school reunion. I'm telling you. Everybody I've ever met that went to high school reunion will tell you that everybody that shows up, they're old.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just don't go.
I went to my 50th.
It'll make you feel bad. Don't go.
And I said, my brother and I both went because they had the 2 years in a row. My brother was right behind me. And so we went, and it was really nice to go. I didn't recognize the people till they told me their name, but I'm sure they didn't recognize me either. So, and I don't think I've changed that much other than getting old. But like I say, it was fun.
Who was it said that they went and they said, man, boy, oh, you guys got old.
I know. Okay. And Overjoyce is not even the interest rate putting me off. It's the inflated home prices. Not sure they will even give mortgages under $100,000.
Well, you're not even going to find any place here for under $100,000. I mean, you're just not going to do it. I would venture to say, even in Fruitland Park and Lady Lake, in the towns there, that's probably where you get your cheapest deal, I'll say. And I don't even know if you'll find anything there.
And they do have other retirement places around here besides the village. There's
but you don't want an HOA. And as far as I know, literally every place around here has got an HOA.
Yeah.
Now, but I don't know about this trailer park here in Wildwood there on the right down here and on the left.
Oh,
you said you can go through that one to get to
Oak Manor.
I don't know
what like that. Yeah.
But he said he didn't want a manufactured home.
Yeah. Well.
So and that's what those are.
Yeah, Marcia Town Place Suites is owned by Marriott. Yeah, I've got a card. It's the Holiday Inn card. What I got it years ago, but it has Town Place Suites and Staybridge Suites and all that. So, that's all the things that we need. And I did sign up.
Town Place Suites, he says, is owned by Marriott.
Yeah, and I said when we went to Panama City, we stayed at a different hotel, and I didn't have a card for them. But we'd stayed at one of those hotels before.
I don't do the cards.
I know you don't, but I do. And
it's just an annoyance, and you get nothing back from it. Guarantee it. You go to use a card, and they go, "Oh, this was canceled 3 years ago. You should have been notified about that." I'm just done with it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Angel Star. Well, that's a new one. Says,
welcome, Angel Star.
Watch you all the time from Oklahoma. We go to Port St. Lucie, Florida every year. Also watch Friday nights.
Oh, speaking of Oklahoma, Robin sent me. I'll find it. Go on.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Oh, we have some subscribers in Oklahoma. TR Mains. You see them on there.
They're turning into friends because she writes me all the
time. Well, and we had lunch with them. They, very, very nice people. And I said, they're usually on here, but she's probably working today. But Port St. Lucie, yeah, it's a nice area.
So hi, Skip and Sue. Thanks for answering my question about the amenity fee. Remember we mentioned that last week on Port Sutton. She wanted to know if amenity fees was, It says, Tim and I also always watch your news on Friday evening. Aren't you depressed when you watch that? How much crap goes on around here? Says, are you still going to Rockport this spring? I'm leaning toward no.
Yeah, because, with Buddy, Buddy's still a little guy, and he has to pee every 20 minutes.
And when he's at Rockport, Ron's going to want to take us over to Rancis Island and all these places. We'll have to leave Buddy in the motorhome, and I'm just not comfortable with that.
So, like I said, I don't think we will this year until he gets a little bit older and we have some training.
Says we've been in the area a few times. We enjoy going to Corpus Christi and staying on Padre Island. Everybody does. We're considering taking a trip to Rockport and really checking it out. Well, you'll find out Rockport is still a laid-back Texas town.
It's growing.
It's spread out, so if you want to go somewhere, you have to drive here to there. Aransas Island, you got to take a ferry boat across. It's all free. Well, free. Texas taxpayers pay for it. It's still growing. Last time we was there, I think I showed video of a new area that they're building houses everywhere. It's growing just like every place else is. And once more and more people discover that, I got a feeling the town is going to lose its small town attraction of what it once was.
Yeah.
But it's a nice town.
Oh my.
Well, how many campgrounds did we find in that place?
Over 70 some.
Over 70 some campgrounds are
and
right
Ron
there
has
in
moved from
Rockport.
the one he was in. He was in Majestic Oaks.
We say Majestic Oaks, and I still say Majestic Oaks is probably one of the nicer campgrounds we've been in.
Yeah. And they moved to Rockford Ranch 3.
There's Rockport Ranch 1, 2, and they're in the new one, Rockport Ranch 3, which are still not done in there. They're still adding
still
on.
Building in there. And the other day I got a message that they were putting in, what do they call the tiny homes? They had like 5 tiny homes in there that they were actually selling. So that was, because I thought maybe they were putting them in to rent, but they're not. They're selling them. So, but
wait a
the
minute,
area
they got tiny homes inside Rockport Ranch 3?
Yeah.
And you got to buy them?
Yeah.
Do you pay lot rent?
Well, I'm assuming, yeah, you just buy
I don't know.
Just like buying a trailer and putting it there.
Well, you buy a trailer here and you own the property. So I don't know how they're doing it there. Up in the historic part, you buy a trailer up there, you own the property it's sitting on.
In the villages, no place else.
How do you know it's not that way down there?
I don't.
That's right, you don't know.
I don't.
Well, don't act like you do.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to mess around. I'm going to sick Buddy out here.
Yeah, Buddy's going to bite you.
You don't bite my ankle, you bite your ankle.
Yeah, he is an ankle biter. And I said, that's why I've been using the spray bottle. It's the only way I know to make it stop. Because I said, I was afraid I was going to trip over him a couple times.
Has Padre been here today to mow?
Yes, he was here at 8:30 like he always is.
I wish you'd get closer to them bushes there and blow them dead leaves out of there.
You don't want much.
It don't make no difference. The wind will blow them away.
Yeah, Angel Stars is cheaper there than here. $400,000 homes here near Tulsa. I love the Florida weather and used to tornadoes. Well, come on down.
He says, speaking of the news, did you see where someone stole a train engine in Ocala, drove it around, and then returned it? You can't just drive a train engine around. It goes one way on a track. So I don't know what that is, unless it was maybe a homemade train. My grandpa had one where you could drive it around the streets for parades. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, Jackie Van Auken said, we will never be able to buy there, and that is very sad. We both worked all our lives, and we are being outpriced. Honey, don't give up. Keep looking, because, I don't know if a manufactured home is out, but, I mean, they have some that crop up here. A lot of people die. The kids don't want to mess with anything, and so they want to get rid of it. And so just keep looking, because that special place might come up. You never know. And I think the price of manufactured homes are insane. That's just me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a manufactured home, but the prices they're asking is ridiculous to me. But you're buying the lifestyle. You're not buying the home. You're buying the lifestyle.
Pretty much. Yeah. People buy here. I would say the number one reason why people buy here is probably golf. Yeah. Number 2 reason would probably be, and I'm just going on a limb here, I'll say pickleball. Pickleball everywhere. After that, I'm not sure. Squares.
I like the idea that I can do any of that stuff. And
I bought here because I like the idea of being able to drive my golf cart anywhere. That was really the main reason for me.
Yeah. And the ones in the north, a lot of them are without bonds, and so that would be a lot of money off. She said the cheapest home she found had Miami Vice colors, turquoise carpet, and Pepto-Bismol pink paint, and wallpaper and countertops.
We've seen those homes.
Yeah, we've seen those. You got to, put a little work into them.
Yeah, when you see them houses, just have that in the mind up there that It's going to cost, $10,000 for new cabinets, $5,000 for new countertops, and just take that off the price of the house.
And you can ask, Jose. They were basically homeless. They weren't homeless, but that's what he called
We
it
were
when they come
almost
here.
homeless.
Huh?
We were almost
Well, I
homeless.
think that's just because you panicked. But like I said, he was the same way because the place that they lived in, they'd raised the rent so high that they couldn't stay there. And so they were so thrilled to be able to find a place here. They're in the historic section, but they absolutely love it, and they really, really didn't mind. They had to do some upkeep and change things, and a little bit at a time. They're getting all that taken care of. They love the area, and so yeah, there's a lot to be said for that historic area. Might be a little work involved, and some of them has been revamped. Some of them's been pulled out because they were in such bad shape, and they built houses there. But some of the manufacturers' homes
Is Eastport in Lake County?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I know Dabney is. I don't know about Eastport, but I think so.
Didn't she say that where that house is at, that Eastport wasn't that far down the road?
That's what she said, but far here is kind of a general term.
Is Eastport kind of next to Leesburg?
I really don't.
I'm going to say there's a 75% chance that yes, it's in Lake County.
Yeah, nice. I know Dabney is, wherever that is from Eastport. Yes, the Laura
says, manufactured home is over 30 years old, it's a money pit. They can be. That's not necessarily true here. Some of the older manufactured homes, generally it's in the Silver Lake area. Those are set up the old-fashioned way. Not all of them, but a lot of them are set up the old-fashioned way where they stack bricks up, set the house on top of it, that kind of thing. You go over toward Orange Blossom, what's the other? There's Orange Blossom, Silver Lake, and the other one, Orange Gardens. Something Gardens.
That's Orange Blossom.
Or no, there's Orange Blossom, and then there's another one. Something Gardens. Anyway, you go over to that side over there, around Orange Blossom area over there. Most of those manufactured homes are fastened down on a concrete pad, and so they don't move. And I know I've been in some of them homes up there that you say are 30 years old, and they look perfectly fine to me. I don't see anything. Only thing I don't like about most of the manufactured houses on the inside, and this is just me, is everything in there to me reminds me of a trailer with the paneled walls and not very good cabinetry and stuff like that. But some of them, they've upgraded them. They have drywall. They got drywall ceilings.
Yeah.
They have oak cabinetry. I mean, and they look fine to me. But you're not going to get them for no $200,000. I'm just telling you, you're not. They're selling lots up there where somebody owns a trailer. They yank the trailer out, and the lot is worth $160,000.
Yeah. But now, right down the street from Spanish Springs is a place called Water Oaks, and it is all manufactured.
Is it HOA?
I don't know. Nice. I don't know much about a place other than I've been in there for garage sales and craft shows and stuff like that. It's a beautiful area, and the people are very, very nice there. So that must be an alternative too.
No matter where you buy here, I don't know what's HOA and what's not HOA. You're always going to have some kind of rule you're going to have to follow. If you're looking for a place that you can buy where you don't have no rules, you don't want to go into a retirement community here. I'll just tell you, none of them. Even here, we're not HOA. We're district rules.
The HOA we have here is not
voluntary.
Yeah, it's not a homeowners association. It's homeowners advocates.
Yes.
And then they have a POA, which is property owners advocates. So, like I said, you can join them. It's like $10 a year, and they do. One of them will fight for you. The other one supposedly is through the developer. I don't know that as a fact. So
But
they
point
actually
is, it's nothing you have to do.
No, it's not like a regular.
I'm not a member of neither one of them.
Yeah, and I said it's not mandatory that you join either one of them.
So if you get a place in some other place, even though it may not be HOA, I can almost guarantee you they're going to have something set in place saying, here's our rules, and you have to follow them. Mm-hmm. So just check it out.
Oh, and let's see. The 21st Annual Barbecue Bash is scheduled for noon to 3 p.m. Saturday around Spanish Springs Town Square. Barbecue tasting wristbands cost $8, with all proceeds going to Buffalo Herd, the parent organization, affiliated with the village's charter school. So if you like barbecue, that's the place to be on Saturday. Something I found that was very, very interesting. I'd not seen this before, but it was in the paper. It's about a club. It's called the Acting Out Theater Club. You can learn how to act or improve your acting. Third Friday of every month at 6 p.m. at Seabreeze Recreation Center, the Daytona Beach Room. They have warm-ups, improv, and a scene or monologue. It's a lot of fun, no pressure. Expect to have fun. It says, for more info, text Camille at 352-391-3830. I just thought, how cool is that? You know, if you want to act and not did it before, try it out on them. Also, we had a thing about hiring at the village's school, but this is hiring for, it says mymiddleton.com. And they're looking for construction, administration, property management, healthcare, education, sales and marketing, and more. That's at the Middleton area, and it's charter school eligible. So visit thevillages.com/careers. We also, March 14th and 15th in Lake Sumter is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I said, on the 17th, it's a Spanish Springs Town Square. And the parade is at 3 o'clock. At Lake Sumter, I don't think they have a square parade there. They just have the festivities. So, you know, if you're a big St. Patrick's Day person, both places, I said it's Lake Sumter 14th and 15th, and the 17th is at Spanish Springs from 4 to 9. Let's see, in the cardio drumming. If you like cardio drumming, the cardio drumming event scheduled for March 21st at the Polo Club.
They probably don't even know what that is.
Well, I said, look it up. It's fun.
Didn't we do a video, you and Deb, a long time ago?
Yeah, we went to cardio drumming.
Yeah, just go into the file that has Sue and Deb in it. You'll go in there and you'll see a video about cardio drumming.
Yeah.
The dumbest thing you ever saw.
Oh, it says the cardio drumming event scheduled for March 21st at the Polo Club has reached capacity. About 1,000 residents have already registered and paid admission to be part of an attempt to break a world record for the largest number of people to participate in cardio drumming workout. Oh, but they're already full. So that's cool, though. I would check with them. You never know. Some people might change their mind. And let's see. Monday, March the 11th, is Spring Craft Fair at Coconut Grove Recreation Center. It's on Stillwater Trail in the village of Caroline. And it has the proceeds benefit more than 40 facilities. Nursing homes, assisted living, Boggy Creek shelters, hospital, hospice, and homeless. So everything from the Spring Craft Fair goes to benefit another facility.
Come on, buddy.
So that's kind of cute. March 11th, 12 to 2 p.m. at Coconut Cove. And let me see, I got one more, I think. Oh, and then last week we were talking about the people at Wendy's were saying they were going to do the surge pricing, which was, you know, when it was busy, they were going to charge more or what have you. Well, I found a thing in the paper the other day. It says Wendy's says that it has no plans to increase prices during the busiest times at its restaurant. The burger chain clarified its stance after media picked up on comments by CEO Kirk Tanner that the company would test features like dynamic pricing at restaurants. Companies like Uber have used dynamic pricing on surge pricing to moderate use by customers during the busiest times or when drivers or cars are in short supply. Well, you know, I don't know, because, you know, if the CEO said it, but the guy that puts out all the advertising says that's not true. So take it for what it's worth. But anyhow, they said they're not going to. Check for yourself. You vote with your money. And let me see. We got anything else? Oh, let's see. Our aerobics, cardio drumming on the square events. Enjoy a pair of square events in March. The Village's Recreation Parks will host Aerobic Fever on the square at 10 a.m. March 12th at Lake Sumter Landing Market Square, followed by cardio drumming on the square at 9 a.m. March 13th at Spanish Springs. Participants for both events should wear comfortable clothes, shoes, and those attending cardio drumming should bring drumsticks or 2 wooden spoons. Registration is not required. For information, 352-753-1716. And that should be plenty of things to do for the rest of the week and the weekend. And I know that the Beach Boys are playing, I think, tonight.
It's after 2:00.
Okay, and Righteous Brothers, I think, are coming Thursday, or vice versa. I'm not sure. I should have wrote that down.
Magazine.
So, yeah, and everybody knows the drill about the magazine. You tell them.
Oh, anybody wants the Villages magazine for this month? First one that emails me, email me your name and a mailing address. I don't care what it is, and whoever gets that, I'll mail it to you.
Okay, so I guess we're done for the day, and we'll try to get that magazine. It's got a lot of cool stuff. It's a golfing magazine. This month's got a lot of golfing stuff in it. So,
Buddy says hi and bye.
See ya. Yes.
Thanks, Phil, and everybody. We ain't get no super chats or nothing.
Oh.
Whoops, what did I do here?
You turned it around.
I turned it around.